Hi, I'm Nick Bonner for TreeStuff.com. This is Carson Royer. Today we're going to cover 28 different rope bags, gear bags, haul bags, things that are available for the professional arborist to carry their tools to and fro the job site. So let's dive straight in. Here we have the CMI Medium.
Yep.
How much is this one, Carson?
It's a $26 bag.
Okay, so 26 bucks, you get a basic nylon bag. We've got 200 feet of half-inch rigging line already in this bag. You can see that we're gonna use that rope in all these bags to show kind of the size difference. One of the questions that lots of customers ask us is how much rope fits in this bag.
It gets really confusing. A lot of bags will tell you how many liters they are, which like anything over a 2 liter doesn't mean anything to me. So,
how much is 40 liters? I don't really know, but hopefully this can help us learn that. So how many liters is this bag? Is this one not listed? Some of these are not listed by the manufacturer, so we'll supply that when we have it. 26 bucks, basic nylon bag. It's got nylon straps. You've got a drawstring. There's a grommet in the bottom here to let water out. What else, Carson?
It's worth noting on this bag that unlike most of the other bags here, the drawstring is not actually in a tunnel. So,
very good.
It could get caught on something, but you're also getting replaceability.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to replace it because you can just weave it through these grommets.
It's like if you've ever tried to pull a drawstring through like a sweatshirt. Like
yeah, that's a pain in the butt. This is the large. How much is this one, Car?
That's going to be $6 more, 32.
So 32 bucks. Again, basic nylon. It's not going to stand up well on its own because it doesn't have a firm bottom. It is a narrower profile than some of the other bags. I think that's worth noting. Let's see how the rope fits in here. Let's see if we can do this.
There we go.
All right. So here it is. This is the CMI large. You can see the 200 feet of rope fits in there a lot better. There's a lot more room. So you're going to be able to, potentially have a larger rope in here. A 9/16 might fit. Definitely probably 150 feet of 9/16. So there it is, the CMI large. This one is a little different. You see that it's got this nylon shoulder strap. Again, with the grommet on the bottom, some adjustability in here. Same replaceable drawstring. Moving on. This is the the TreeStuff simple rope bag. This is our improved version. We've been working on this bag in its iteration for 2 or 3 years now, Car, right?
We've gone through a couple different versions of TreeStuff bag. We try to keep it economical, but this one does have some upgrades to the classic. They've been green.
We lowered the price though. When we upgraded it, it got cheaper. It used to be
How does that work?
It used to be $24.99. It's $19.99 now.
Yep.
Again, this one does not have a liter. We don't know how to calculate that ourselves. So let's show you how much rope fits in it. This bag does stand up a little better. I think that's worth noting. You've got some construction here on the bottom with this webbing, as well as this thicker brim here, which certainly aids in that. Let's see if we can dump this one.
You'll notice this bag also has the apron here, the brim, whatever you want to call it. So you're getting that nice cinching action down over top of it.
And that also, you can get a lot more rope in here. I mean, you can see the 250 or 200 foot half-inch rigging line in here. Still plenty of room. You could probably fit, again, a 9/16 rope in here. Definitely, a 5/8, maybe 120 footer. But this is the climbing rope bag. So when you put a climbing line in here that's a little smaller, you're going to have extra room. You might even be able to get your harness in on top of that. Yeah. So a good option. How much?
This is $19.99.
$19.99, great price, got a cool logo on it. I definitely recommend this one. Moving on, very similar. This is the bull rope bag. This, it's got the horns on it. So when you tell a guy, go grab the bull rope out of the truck, he says, which one's that? You can say it's the one with the horns on it, right? The bull horns. A little bit wider webbing here, so you'll see a little bit of a difference. That's going to translate into a slightly stiffer handle. Again, you're going to have that brim construction around the bottom. The webbing crossing, that's going to help stop it from blowing out if you drop it out of the tree.
Because like this is where, this area right here, this seam is where you see most of the blowouts on simple rope bags like this. So that's why it's reinforced.
It's worth noting, TreeStuff brand stuff and Notch brand stuff we unconditionally guarantee. So if you do blow the bottom out of this bag, we'll replace it for you at any time. So we've got the 200-foot rope in here. Let's transfer it over to this bigger bag and see exactly how much more room the larger size affords us. So a considerable difference in the amount of room left inside this bag.
This bag also has a little longer apron.
Yeah, it's taller for sure.
If you're not super set on having the bag completely closed, you can still squeeze a whole bunch more rope.
Oh yeah, you could fit a
gear
200-foot 5/8 inch rope in here, no problem. You also get the duffel style handle and the ring. Usually, you might take a rigging line up into the tree with you. This makes it easy to connect to your harness. So that's the TreeStuff simple bull rope bag or improved bull rope bag, again identified with the horns.
And this one's just $29.99.
$29.
For a large bag like this that's been reinforced, it's a really good value.
It is. Let's keep talking about some of these other bags. We're going to start to get into some fancier stuff here that has a couple more frills. This is the Silverbull bag. Silverbull is a British company from the Tree Kit guys. I really like their stuff. I think it's really innovative. On this bag, you see it doesn't stand up super well, but it does have these nice mesh panels. This is great because it lets you see what rope's inside of it. It also lets your rope dry out.
It lets dirt fall out or whatever you got on your rope.
Helps fight the funk.
This is a 20-liter bag and a 27-liter bag.
The Grab Bag 20 and the Grab Bag 27.
Right. They're very similar bags, just smaller. And this is going to be a $40 bag and a $46 bag.
So $40. One of the features that sets these two bags specifically apart is this large grommet here. And there's kind of like a hose inside of here. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's actually broken right here on purpose. And what that does is it allows you to push that through here and cinch this on your harness, and the whole bag will cinch down. So these are really nice for carrying it up through the canopy attached to your harness. It's a nice slim profile.
It's worth noting that there is also an apron with a drawstring. So if you've got a bunch of little carabiners or smaller gear, you're not risking having those fall out. Yeah.
Spoiler alert, the 200 feet of half-inch line does not fit in this bag. We're going to try to get it in here. This will be a little bit messier of a process just because we can't get this little bag over this big bag. So let's just...
It gets pretty close. If you had like an 11 millimeter, 11.7, like 150 feet would probably fit in this bag.
I think it would. 150 feet of this rigging line would definitely fit in here. This is not how I recommend putting your rope away in real life. We're just trying to do this quickly for the video so that it doesn't get too long here. So there it is, 150 feet of half-inch rigging line. It almost fits, doesn't it? I feel like I could get the drawstring closed. We won't belabor the issue, but probably not the right size for 150 feet of half-inch line.
But again, you can see with this mesh, you're seeing the rope that's inside of it, and it, like you said, it can dry out or let dirt or sawdust fall through.
The 27-liter? The 27-liter grab bag, same features, same construction, not a lot of differences, black panel versus green panel. The rope definitely will fit in here. Let's go ahead and just start shoving it in there. Oh, tuck that in there. Nice.
There we go, getting a little closer there.
So it definitely does take the 150 feet of half-inch rigging, 200 feet, excuse me. The 200 feet of half-inch rigging line. Let's get that apron up. And again, you can see that nice cinching feature. that these bags offer. This will hang really well in your truck. You know, it almost hangs kind of like a tank. So I really like these Silverbull bags. They definitely bring something a little bit new to the marketplace, and I appreciate and applaud them for that. So a really nice product there.
This is also a really good measure. We've got 200 feet of half-inch rigging line fit almost, I would say, perfectly into a 27-liter bag. So if you're looking at a 40-liter bag, you're definitely going to be able to fit this in with room to spare. So this is a good
point. So 27 liters fits a half-inch rigging line pretty perfectly at 200 feet. That's going to apply, you know, if you do half-inch vortex or climb on a half-inch climbing line, it's going to be really similar. Anything less than that, you can just kind of scale down and know you're going to have some more room.
This is the Silverbull, again, same company, but different construction. 33-liter rigging bag. This is going to give you a little more options as far as storage. You've got a couple of really large pockets on here, and this is made from that real tough, I don't even know what this is.
It's like a urethane, like a urethane material. We're going to see different types and instances of this material as we start to move through these bags. This is definitely thinner than like the Metolius urethane. That's the name that I think everybody knows.
Yeah.
The thick Metolius urethane is definitely the benchmark for this type of material as it's used in bags. But this is definitely thinner. You see, it does have that lining along the bottom that a lot of bags have that will help it stand up a little bit. And I'm pretty confident this is 27, this is 34.
33.
33. So what we just learned, this rope should fit inside here with some room to spare. The question is, do they measure it with the apron?
Also
There's
worth
probably
noting,
not a great answer to that, right?
Also worth noting is that there's a bunch of daisy chain here around the sides, nice big wide webbing for the handle with some tubing on it. Makes it really easy to carry, and it's really durable handles.
So here you go, 34-liter bag with a little room to spare in the apron. Still have those pockets. These are pleated, which is really nice. That pleat, if the bag is full and the pocket's not pleated, the material stretches against the bag and you can't get in. So by putting that pleat in there, it kind of opens like an envelope.
You still have extra room even though the bag is completely full.
Right, and this back
expanded.
pocket is huge. I wonder, maybe they count this space in the liters.
Because this is pretty tight if you're not counting the apron.
So I think that the liter count on this bag includes the pockets. So that's the Silverbull 33-liter rigging bag. Nice bag. Again, you get that urethane material. You know, these nice handy hose. I like this, right? It's not like pinching your hand. Along the same lines, got this nice one from DMM. This is the Transit 45. How much is this?
This is going to be a $70 bag.
How much is this one?
60.
60, okay. So $70, you get the DMM. You get this nice reflective, I don't know if you can see that, but it's that like brilliantly reflective material. That's also in this piping right here. I can see it picking up the sunlight. I don't know if the video will catch that. You've got your name ID pouch. You can access this from the inside somewhere.
It's in there somewhere.
It's right here on the outside. There's a little Velcro. You can get in there and put your name or your business card in there and keep that relatively storm and waterproof.
Daisy chains here on the front. You've also, this is the first one as we get into some of the different types of bags. This is the first one that has a backpack strap. It is also removable. You can pull out of this little adjuster here, and then I think they're girth hitched down here on a hook.
I gotta say, I think these backpack straps are kind of Mickey Mouse. I would not want to carry this bag with a heavy load in it. There's no padding on these. It's a relatively stiff and sharp webbing. If you're looking for something with backpack straps, I wouldn't probably buy this bag simply because it has backpack straps.
No.
I like that this has like a square shape. It kind of is like a grocery tote. Most of the other bags are round.
And this one stands up really nicely.
It does. It stands up really well because of that square shape. Also, I feel like because of the square shape that there's a little more usable space inside of there, right? Because the corners. But that could just be my opinion. So again, nice bags from DMM. They make nice stuff.
You also have,
we really like it.
A nice cinching strap, 2 straps here.
Compression,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, so you get that nice compression of the 2 sides coming together like a grocery bag.
Correct. And then again, you still have your apron. You are going to see one-handed adjustment here, right? And then So that's nice. This is a neat little feature you'll see on some of the other bags as well. But you know, if you're reaching in here, you can just zip that right open. So certainly more convenient than like your older style plastic thing, which you know just doesn't work the same. So let's go ahead. How many liters is this one?
This is a 45.
Excuse me. So we know we've got 45 liters here.
Oh, we've got the apron closed on this one. Let's see if I can find it. There we go.
Pull the ripcord.
That's exactly what happened.
So here is 45 liters
In the DMM bag.
in the DMM bag. And again, you know, maybe they're counting this, but I think there's a pretty clear difference in the amount of interior space in this one versus the 37. So if you're looking to include rigging blocks or any extra like heavy hardware that you might not want to put in those pockets, this I think is probably a better choice if you're looking for size. But the Silverbull bags certainly have quite a lot of features. So let's move on. We're going to get into kind of go backwards in terms of feature set, but this is probably, in my opinion, the most durable bucket style bag out.
Of the basic rope bags, I'd agree.
Absolutely. So this is the Notch 250 Pro.
This is a 28 liter bag.
28 liters.
Yeah, so if we go off our Silverbull measurement, we should be just fine here. And this one retails $40.
$40. So it's a little more expensive. You saw the TreeStuff bags were in that $20 to $30 range. This is definitely more durable than those.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. The bottom you can see has like a luggage style bottom with a very tacky material there. This has, you know, I mean, obviously I can crush it, but it has a level of firmness to it that holds the bag open. Mm-hmm. These straps, you can see as they stand up on their own, are a thicker, firmer material, a higher denier count nylon. Again, very simple apron style, okay? Normal, kind of old school plastic closure here. No pockets on the inside, no pockets on the outside.
This is straight up rope bag.
Yeah, if you're working on a crane or if you're the guy that drops his rope out of the tree every day, this is the bag that I would bomb out of the tree all the time. Not because it has a lifetime warranty and it'll be replaced, no questions asked if you do break it, but simply because you probably won't have to do that. You know, warranties are great, but nobody likes a broken product. This bag is really well made, and I can't say enough good about it. I really like this one. Let's go ahead and dump the rope into here. I think we probably want to try and go out.
Good.
Want to give it a shot?
Let's do it. Blow out.
Oh! That's what happens because this one has a slightly smaller rim, mm-hmm. right? So if you look at this bag here, this is larger around. So if you're going to flake your rope into it, something like this that's a little bigger, probably will be a little easier.
And again, this is a 28 liter bag, so we're hitting it pretty close. It basically comes up to the top of the bag, and then you've got all this extra room with the apron there that you can throw something in on top of it.
So very durable. Really like this one. We'll continue down the Notch line. This is the Notch Pro.
This is the Notch Pro large bag.
Large, and how much is
the
this
Notch
one?
Pro 250. The Pro large is going to be $80, so it is a little more expensive, but it's larger, hence the name. This is a 43 liter bag.
So here we make the jump from 100% nylon to that shiny urethane type material. So you have a mix here. You got that luggage quality, high denier nylon. You got the full luggage bottom. This is different than this. This is like a stippled rubberized material.
While this is still that same nylon.
High denier nylon, yeah. Exactly. You got the strapping around the bottom, right? Still that same firmness, which helps these bags stand up really well. You know, we put an effort in to try and primp all these bags, but these stand up really well. Even if you kind of collapse them, they don't want to fall over.
There is a difference in handles between these two bags. This has just straight up two top handles like the standard bucket bags. This one you've got a back handle and a front carry handle.
And no backpack straps, no outside pockets, but you do have the daisy chains on the outside here. And then this one comes with that one-handed operation that you see on some of the more premium bags where you can just pull it and then pull it to open it. So it's pretty nice. There's also an internal daisy chain in this bag that you don't see in the 250. I don't know if you guys can see that in there, but there's a daisy chain right here, and that will help you organize gear around the inside here.
So if you've got 150, 200 feet of rope, you can throw that in there and still have some room here where you can have your climbing system or whatever you need clipped to the top of the daisy chain.
Exactly. Let's see what it looks like with 200 feet of rope in there and exactly how much room we might have left.
There we go. So, I mean, you could easily fit
another one of these ropes in here, probably.
Oh, I mean, I was going to say a harness and a rope runner, but
you could definitely fit a harness, definitely fit a helmet in here on top of this, no problemo. This is nice. This is definitely kind of in between that rope bag backpack space. So there you go. There's the Notch Pro Large.
As we move on to the Notch Pro Deluxe, this is where you start to get some of those more deluxe features. Pockets, backpack straps. This is the first time we see backpack straps. Doesn't come with a carabiner.
This one is actually from our TreeStuff party kit. So we pulled this one out. It's got a little bit of wear and tear on it, very little, minimal, but that's why it looks a little dustier than some of the other ones you saw. Where this starts to differ from this one is you end up with this top, right? So there's no pocket inside here. You can't store anything, but it does offer that water resistance, right? This is a water impermeable material.
There is also an apron. There
is an apron as well inside that top, and it's larger. Again, it features that one-handed opening. Again, you're gonna have internal daisy chains at the top. We don't use the daisy chains that go all the way down in these bags because it's hard to access anything at the bottom of the bag anyways.
Not a lot of sense in clipping something to the bottom of the inside of your bags.
You do start to get pockets on this bag. These are pleated, like you see on the Silverbull bags, so they're gonna allow you to access them even when this bag is packed to its entire interior volume.
The other really cool thing about this bag, it does have backpack straps too that are removable. The
padded
really cool
backpack
thing
straps
about this bag and the Notch Pro gear, which is the next one we'll look at, are these hooks. So these are the hooks, and you've seen this kind of hook on all sorts of different gear bags, but this hook hooks down the top, but it also has this extra hook here to lock it. So you hook it through, keep going, and then hook it back on the other side.
Yeah, and that's something that I wouldn't use that like from the truck to the job site, but I travel with these types of bags a lot, and I put them on luggage things at the airport and stuff, and I would definitely hook that there, just because there's less of a chance of it coming open.
Just one more level of security.
So again, you got the stippled bottom. This is very durable. It's not going to soak moisture from the ground into your bag. These bags are not 100% waterproof. The nylon is water permeable, but the urethane type material is not water permeable. So especially on the top, this one, in the rain is going to keep your stuff considerably drier than a bag with a non-waterproof top, right?
You want to throw some rope in it?
Yeah, let's do it. Oh yeah, see, we got these lined up good now. It's much easier than at the beginning, huh?
See, and it's interesting because this Pro Large fit perfectly inside of the
nested.
Pro Deluxe.
We should ship them that
Russian
way.
nesting bag. This is a 60-liter bag, and it's going to run $160. It is a price jump, but again, you're getting pockets and backpack straps and daisy chain and all that.
And more space, right? So you get the 60 liters. You could easily fit a 200-foot bull rope, 3/4 in here, 5/8, or another 200 foot of 150 or of half-inch line, or a climbing line, a harness. I mean, you could even get a pair of spurs in here. This bag is pretty large.
I mean, you could reasonably put your climbing rope and your entire climbing system in this
Absolutely. All your extra pulleys, your climbing system, your ascent system, Haas, all that stuff. And then if you need more room, you get the outside pockets, the daisy chains, etc. So that's that one. This is the Notch Pro gear.
Correct.
This is the big bad boy of the group.
This is a 77-liter bag for $190.
That's a big bag. 77 liters is bigger than all but 2 of the Metolius bags that we're going to cover a little later. You still get the stippled rubber luggage style bottom. You still get the urethane pleated pockets on the outsides, left and right. Where this one changes, you get this big front panel. This is nice because it opens all the way down, flaps open. You get some additional organization in here. You get more additional daisy chains on the internal. There's more daisy chains on the outside as well as these side handles. One of the things that I always experienced when I was working is you get a bigger bag, you start packing more and more stuff into it, and it just gets heavier and heavier. And you're looking for a place to like heave it into the truck, and you're not always using the backpack straps. So having these extra handles, especially on a bag that is inclined to get weightier, can be a big help. All these straps are removable. You've got dummy clips up here that just pop out pretty easily. And then these girth hitch into power points down there. That can be useful if you're putting it on an airplane. Some airlines won't let you put things with backpack straps, so they give you a hard time.
And
so
also,
take those off.
If the only thing you ever do is take it out of the truck and put it on the ground, you don't need backpack straps.
Yeah, maybe you don't want those, they're just in the way. Big handle on the back. Let's see the inside car.
So the inside is very large, but you've also got this top lid. Now this lid opens up with a zipper. You can put your helmet in there. You might be able to squeeze 2 helmets in there. I mean, that's a lot of extra space.
On the original prototype, you could fit 4 helmets in there, and we put 4 helmets and we were like, this is too big. Let's take it down a little bit.
So big bag, again, you've got the apron as well as the lid here that clips down with the secure locking lid, the
Clips?
clips, thank you. And then the zipper bag on the lid.
So let's go ahead and see if we can't fit this one over the top of this one. As these bags get a little bit bigger, this might become... You know what, let's just dump it in, car.
All right. That's not so bad.
All right, so we've transferred this rope from bag to bag now quite a few times. This is the biggest bag that we've shown you yet, and you can see that you have the most available internal space left. So really big bag. It stands up well on its own. Lifetime guarantee. You tear a daisy chain, rip a strap, we'll get you a new bag. No problem.
Again, a 77-liter bag that could easily fit 400 feet of half-inch rope, and then a helmet or 2 up in the top pocket and some carabiners in the front pocket. So
yeah. Premium features, you got reflective piping or reflective logos here and here, one-handed opening, heat-formed padding on the back with those vents that everybody likes. You've got that back channel. If you are carrying it a long way, it's not going to be terrible.
This might be the bag I would choose to put my whole cruise rigging gear in, maybe.
Everything.
Or like everything, just bull ropes and pulleys and all
Going
that.
to if you're a competition climber or you travel, contract guy, if you've got to pick all your stuff up in one shot, this is probably the bag that you want.
Yep. This is the Silverbull multi-use hang pack. This is a $130 bag that goes a little further into organization of gear than some of the standard bucket style bags we've already been looking at.
Inside here, you're going to see this opens with a large duffel style flap. It opens completely back. It also will snap back. This bag has some really weird features. You can hang it like this, and these will actually act, these dividers will act as shelves. I don't know that that's how I would personally use it, but there's a lot of functionality in this bag.
It's worth noting, it does have this duffel style opening, but there's there's kind of a lip here still. So don't expect to be able to just put in or pull out all of your gear super smoothly.
At least from the edges, if you were using
these.
What's interesting about these is the way that they've engineered this, so that this pops down, and there's these 2, I don't know, can you see that, Jake? There's these little hooks here, and those fold down, and you can do it to both of them. They also have snaps that I won't bore you guys with me hooking up on the insides here, that'll help prevent like little objects from passing around there. But this bag's pretty big. Do they list the liters on this one?
No, they don't.
So they don't list the liters, but what I think, I'm fairly confident that we're going to be able to fit the entire 200-foot half-inch rope into just this center section. And you could easily fit a tree motion in either one of these back sections, or any harness for that matter.
This does have backpack straps and nice big wide webbing handles with some of this hosing here. So really easy carry handles on a couple different areas.
Yep. And these remove, they stow. They have these neat little clips on them. They're plastic, which is kind of weird, but
They're like plastic, but there's metal inside of them?
yeah, they're like co-molded plastic and metal. But either way, these will shove inside of here and disappear. That's super handy, and you'll see this feature is drawn from some of the haul bags that we're going to cover a little later. Again, this is a thinner urethane material. You can see that it's already wearing just from kind of transit. This material, when you crease it and fold it, will get little like pinch marks. That doesn't mean that it's like wearing out or anything. It's just like the kind of outer shell on it, and it's very common among all of these like urethane style bags. So let's go ahead and put the rope into here and see what it looks like. I think we can just dump it right in here. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Throw that over in the bag graveyard.
As we get that settled down kind of into under that lip there, got 200 feet of half-inch rigging line fit just fine inside this center section, and plenty of room on either side for pulleys, gear, port wrap, helmet, whatever you need to put in there.
Yeah. So very nice bag, big, lots of space, a lot of cool features, a lot of different storage options.
Moving on to some of the more organization-focused bags. This is the Courant Cross Pro bag. This is not the bag for me because I am not a big organization guy.
I like this bag. It has a ton of different organizational features, and
when we
we'll
open
show
this up,
those.
you'll be shocked.
But let's start with the outside. So at the top, you have this helmet protector, so you can it's elastic, so you can just kind of jam a helmet in there.
It's also removable.
It is removable. You also get this. I like this. I keep my wallet and my phone in here because I can see it.
Oh,
And
see, that freaks me out. I don't want thieves knowing where my wallet
yeah,
is.
you know, I keep it, you know, whatever.
Personal preference,
I like
sure.
to have stuff that, like, I want to know where it is, but I want it to be safe right there because I can see it. You also get really premium backpack straps with this. I like the touches that Courant puts. There's a certain style to their products.
Yeah.
This little canvas patch has a very kind of vintage feel to me.
And it makes me think that, like, if they're taking the time to do this to really represent their brand in this way, that, like, hopefully they're also taking the time to make sure everything's stitched together right.
It's definitely a style element, though. There is a removable waist belt that you can buy separate for this. This also has a little bit of that channeling to keep the sweat off your back. It's not really pronounced, but it is there. There's definitely some padding and some stitches down. You get the nice load loops. There's also these clips on the front. This mates with a small Courant rope bag that you can put on the front of your chest and clip it to there. So that's kind of neat as well. Take us through the inside.
Well, we noticed that there's a really unique bag construction here. We have two end caps that are zipped here, and as we unzip them and then undo the Velcro on the front, the entire bag lays out open.
Totally flat.
Yeah, totally flat. You can pull out everything you need. It's right here in front of you. You've got a bunch of daisy chains here on the inside, some compression straps. These pockets are cool. They're kind of like, I don't know.
Make your own size.
Yeah. Choose your own size because it's got a Velcro closure and then buttons here, little snaps, so you can divide this up into three separate pockets or just one large pocket.
And then you also get these little placards with it. These are like a plasticky material, so they're not going to be like water damaged. And these slide into these little pockets over here on both sides and let you identify what you keep in here: tools, pulleys, headlamp, whatever. So
something a little nicer than like right in Sharpie gloves right here.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's
so
where your gloves
you're really
go.
into organization. This has all those features. It also has these mole straps. I use one of these bags to keep all of my bike repair parts in. So not tree gear, but I have one of these and I keep like wrenches and all sorts of stuff, gauges, like all my tools in here. And I really like that I can lay it out flat and just pick what I need. I
have seen a couple people use these to great effect with tree gear at tree climbing competitions, and they just throw this on the ground and like
all
and
their stuff's right there.
Everything exactly, and they know exactly where it goes. But like I said, not the bag for me because like I don't want to take the time to organize it all.
Let's see what it looks like when we tip this rope into here. So we've got our 200 feet of half-inch rope, and that fits in here pretty well. What we'll do is we'll show one of the cool parts about this bag is that you can just kind of manhandle it closed.
It has little snaps here, so it's not just the Velcro that's holding it shut on the front.
And then what this does is it gives you both the duffel and an actual bucket style closure. So we could have loaded this bucket style, and you'd see after the 200-foot half-inch rope gets in there exactly how much space we have. You still have access to these top daisy chains. You still have access to another internal pouch like we see on the bottom of it. Again, a good place to keep your wallet and stuff that's dry. It's a nice little thing.
And it could not have been easier to put this rope in this bag.
Yeah, it definitely got in there easier.
And it's also going to deploy really simply. So you just fold it all open and up into the tree it goes.
Yeah, so Courant Cross Pro bag. This is part of, like I said, a modular system. There's a lot of neat little things that go with this, and these are really very popular and well made. So
this is going to run you about $200, which, I mean, it's kind of expensive compared to a lot of the more
we're starting to get into the $200 bags. Though,
yeah. But there are a lot of features that you see on this bag that you don't see on typical bucket style rope bags.
Exactly. This is the DMM Flight Sack. This is definitely more travel oriented. This comes from the rock climbing sector. You'll see it has a rope tarp on the inside. This is probably not my choice for a rough and tough carry all your stuff gear bag, but you have one of these.
I do actually own one of these, and I use it a lot for personal travel. DMM designed this specifically to fit inside of a carry-on overhead bin. So this is about as big as you can get and still carry it on an airplane, and I mean, that's perfect. You're getting some more like kind of consumer-y stuff like the water bottle pouch.
Regular people stuff.
Regular people backpack, but it comes from DMM. It's really well made. And it's actually got a lot of space for its size.
There's some features once we open this up.
Yeah.
Let's look at the straps. So these are nice. It's this like airy foam that's like multi-layered. I don't know how well you can see that, Ricky. You want to come in here and check that out?
The other thing about this is I think this is one of the really good bags for carrying it for a long time or a long distance.
Yeah, this is a very comfortable harness.
Yeah, it's got a lot of padding here. It's got a thick waistband and also an adjustable chest thing. You can see how it like kind of slides up. That's kind of neat.
It has my mantra on it too: climb now, work later. That's my personal mantra for sure. There's the rope tarp.
As we saw, the rope tarp that comes with it.
Comes with an included rope tarp. This also has like a compression strap on it, so once you have your rope, you can wrap this all up, or you can use this strap to connect it to an internal loop so you don't lose it.
And there
standard tarp.
There are compression straps inside of the backpack, a small internal pocket and one external pocket that you can. So this is really handy. You can put your wallet or your phone or whatever in here and not have to open the whole bag to get to it.
Notably not large enough for a laptop or anything like that.
Almost, but not quite.
An iPad.
Yeah, probably.
An iPad for sure.
There's this mesh pocket that, as you can see, it's kind of got these two little flaps. So when it's not full of something, it packs down really, really neatly. So if you don't have it packed full of rope, then it's not going to be filling up too much space. But it does allow a lot of extra space here on the inside.
And it also has this weird thing on the bottom, right? Where's that? How do we get into there?
Yeah, it's right there.
So this is like, I think that, there maybe is a use for this that I don't understand, but this is like, it's full, I have to get my harness in there or a sleeping bag or something that I just want to shove on the outside.
It would be great for a sleeping bag. That's a great example.
Just shove it on there and then stretch this over.
And there's two little loops here that it clips onto.
Yep, those are a little longer than they look. There we go.
And then you've got a little extra carrying capacity.
Yeah, you might even be able to use that on like a Protos helmet or something. Yeah. A big helmet would fill that out enough to use it. So DMM Flight Sack, definitely a premium, more of an everyday kind of carry or travel bag, but another really cool option in the bag line that we have. Let's put the rope in there. Let's see. It doesn't take the rope really well, spoiler.
I'm just gonna go ahead and dump this out bucket style.
Oh, we're out the bottom. Oh no, that's the top.
I mean, but you can go either way, it doesn't matter.
So here's our 200-foot half-inch rigging line, pretty much eating up most of this bag's interior space. So probably not what you would use to carry your whole rigging setup, but definitely still a really nice bag.
It might be nice if you've got I don't know, 100 feet of rope and a new tribe harness and a wreck
Right.
climbing helmet. That like, if you want to throw this in the back of your car and run off to the park and climb for a day,
And a
that might
120
be a
foot
great
climbing
bag.
line is going to fit in there a lot better than a 150 foot half-inch line.
Yeah.
So this is the Black Diamond Creek pack. This follows in the vein of being a little more regular, general consumer oriented. It comes from the rec space, and this is again a very premium option. So you look here, this padding is very nice. It has that like sheer feel that you get from the custom molded heat molded stuff. Again, the backpacks have a very sheer feel, or the backpack straps have a very sheer feel to them. There's some minimal padding in there. You've got a whistle on your sternum strap, as well as a height adjustable sternum strap. I actually like this webbing style better than the plastic crimp style. I've had some of those break on me. But a very firm waist belt. This is a really nice, it's really well done. So,
You do have an apron here,
yep.
but it also, and let's see if I can find it. It's on the back, I think. It also has kind of a waterproof lid, for lack of a better term, that'll wrap over the top of your bag and keep the rain out. So that's really cool.
You get a bag without the lid, which can be more convenient sometimes, but if you want it, you have it there. And I do like how it just tucks in there. It's nice and sleek.
The coolest thing that seems really innovative to me about this bag
It's how it loads.
how it opens. Yeah, it looks like a standard bucket style bag.
It's got this big front pocket,
Yeah,
offers
really cool.
organization. You've got a sealed and a mesh pocket, little key holder here. Okay, kind of standard stuff. But then what Carson was alluding to, where is that zipper? It's right here.
So there's a zipper that goes all the way up on the apron, pulls down, not all the way to the bottom, but about as far as you need to go, and opens up completely. So you can use it bucket style, or you can kind of load in through the side there.
You can also just access the bottom of it if there's something in the bottom, because it's a two-way zipper. So I really like that. If I had to put this rope in here, I certainly wouldn't try to flake it in through the top because it's kind of narrow. This is the
This is the medium, and this is the large.
30 and 35.
No, they're both the Creek Pack 35. I don't think that's actually like a liter size. I think it's just their brand name.
Gotcha.
Medium and large.
So let's go ahead. We'll close up this front pocket. These are really nice. This is it's kind of like a cross between a urethane and a nylon. I think it's like a coated nylon.
I can see that.
It's definitely not the same urethane type material that we see on some of the other bags.
You want to zip the other direction?
Yeah, I do. I want to
There you
zip
go.
the other direction. There we go. So again, you would just kind of, if you needed to put a rope in here, you'd just be jamming.
I wouldn't put my rigging rope in a bag like this. I
Oh, but
would,
a climbing line would fit in here, right?
No, I mean, I wouldn't be jamming my rope.
That's for sure.
Just
You'd
as
wanna
we
make sure
knot
you
it over
kept
and over again in this video.
Kept the end together, right? So here it is. Here is your 200-foot half-inch rigging line inside of the medium Creek Pack. Again, you get a really nice one-handed open here. I really like the way this works. You start to compare this to some of the other setups out there, and man, I mean, that closed really easily. So,
Oh yeah. This is a really premium bag. It's got really nice material, the cool side open feature. Kind of a premium price, $180.
how much for this one?
Roundabout's the same price. I think it might be $5 or $10 more.
Okay. So same bag, same features. It's going to have the same backpack straps, same pockets. Everything on this one's just a little bit bigger. Again, we're going to take advantage of that side loading because we're lazy. Zipper up. And that's going to give you a kind of a perspective of the difference in size of these bags. So you saw the inside from the last one. This one has a little more headspace in it. I don't know, maybe Ricky can give us a better shot there. Probably not, because apron's kind of loose, but again, one-handed closures. It's going to open really easy.
Now, so that just might tell you, if you regularly climb with 200 feet of rope, pick this one. 150 feet, you might pick the other one.
Yeah.
But they're close. This one has a little more room.
I really like this bag. It identifies me as a climber. Black Diamond is a really great American climbing brand. This to me has like a certain class to it, you know, and is definitely, again, a premium product that may not have some of the size or, you know, total durability that some of the Metolius bags have, but these are really cool.
Worth noting, really nice YKK zippers on here that are big and bulky. I would actually trust this bag to not bust open at the zipper, as long as I'm not dumping it out of the tree.
They are YKK and they are really big. Well said. This is the Camp Spacecraft. This bag's really neat. Of all the bags that we've shown today, this one I think is the most different. The Silverbull bag with the dividers is kind of similar, but this is really cool. So
this is less to me of a bag and more of a box with backpack straps.
Yeah, it's like a toolbox. You see right away that this has that, you know, there's hard corners on here.
Yeah,
I
we didn't
wanna
put
fall
anything
and
in this bag.
hit that with my head. It's actually kind of firm. So let's go ahead, look at the outside. You've got a big pleated pocket here, right? So as this bag is full to the brim, you're still going to be able to get in here. There's an ID pouch here. You can access that from the inside, slide something in there, business card. You also have some non-pleated pockets on the outside. If this bag gets filled to capacity, these are going to be kind of hard to access. Looking at the straps here, it's somewhat basic. You still get height adjustability on the sternum. It's not the crimp style, so I do appreciate that. You get some little, you know, hanger loops here. This is cool. It's a rated haul loop. I'm not sure that I would love opening this bag, and you'll see why, hanging from this. But if you were taking it up somewhere with you to get it to the top, I would feel confident knowing that I've got a rated loop from Camp. So that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at the inside. That's what we're here for. So got Velcro in here. These fold completely flat. You've got these hooks that are reminiscent of your Metolius style. And then boom, you open that up and it is just an empty box with 30 or 40 little daisy chains on the inside.
It does come with this removable ditty bag.
Or you could hook it in here.
Or you could hook it in here. It comes with the little links here, screw links.
This is neat. It's like a little...
you can put a business card in there.
Yeah, it's a little urethane thing. It's neat. I don't know that I'd buy the bag just for that, but the way this opens is very cool. There's no wasted space. You can see all the way to every corner. The only thing I would have done to improve this bag is used a brighter color material.
So you don't lose your dark carabiners.
So it's easier to see stuff against it. But this is really cool. This is the easiest bag that we sell to put rope into. I'll tell you that. It's even easier than some of the other duffel style bags we've looked at. And there you go. The rope is in there. There's a lot more room in here still. You could easily fit the harness of your choice and a helmet in here, I think, with this big rigging line. With the climbing line in there, you're gonna have a ton more room for sure. So fold her up, we would strap it down, just slap that on there, and that would be that. So this is the Camp Safety Spacecraft. You see tons of room left with the 200-foot half-inch rigging line from Notch in there. Let's move on and let's look at some of these Teufelberger kit bags. So there's 4 sizes of these. We only brought out the 2 bigger sizes with backpack straps today.
There are 2 smaller ones that are, they're more like a tool bag. I think they just kind of have like a
and they call them tool bags.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's like 1 big handle in the center of it, I think, that, or maybe 2. And then you carry it like a bucket.
They just have the carry handles like this, but they don't have the shoulder or backpack straps that you see on these models. What sets these apart is that these are, I hate to say it because I'm a Metolius fanboy till the day I die, but these are by far the toughest bags that we sell. This is the same type of like triple or 5-layer bonded material that you see on the tree motion harness. It's the conveyor belt stuff that they use at the grocery store. We've dragged these behind trucks.
You can see as they've cut the holes out, you can kind of see the 2 layers of fiber in there.
And the 3 layers of rubber.
And the 3 layers of rubber.
Yeah.
They're very, very tough.
These bags are from Teufelberger. They're primarily a rope company, as we know, and they use that rope well here. You've got, this is super stitched in. It's a 5/8-ish double braid, and it has a very kind of plush.
It's real soft.
Yeah, it's cushiony. And then this is also kind of lashed together with this 4mm accessory cord that they include a nice hank of, and you can use this to tie your own loops and daisy chains. You can also clip carabiners, Cara tools, the DMM,
whatever you've got,
any of that stuff, like the permanent nice hooks you can put on the outside here and just rack stuff on. You can also build the daisy chains on the inside too. Like the Silverbull bags, this lets you see what's inside of it. It also lets it air out. It's also not at all rain resistant. So, you know, it's kind of one or the other, right? Like, if your rope is already wet, this is great. But if your rope's dry, this isn't the bag to carry it around in the rain in, that's for sure. So, how many liters is this one, Carson?
This is a 50 liter. I'm going to take this out of here before we throw the rope in.
And how much is it?
This is a $200 bag.
It's a $200 bag?
Which, for when you compare it to some of the features we see in like the Courant Cross Pro, it's not as feature rich.
It doesn't have any features except for durability and ease of use.
But that it does very, very well.
I'll say this, of all the bags that are bucket style that you might want to flake a rope into, these stand up by far the best without any question. No other brand of bag stands up as easy as these. Like I alluded to earlier, we've dragged these behind trucks. They are really, really durable. You can see that the 50-liter bag easily swallows this rigging line. Lots of space left inside of there. These are nice. They definitely have their foils, but they're very nice. So moving on, this is how many liters?
That's an 80-liter bag.
Biggest bag we've looked at yet.
The biggest bag, we've got bigger ones coming, but it is the biggest bag we've looked at yet.
Coming. We're going to put a person in one of them. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
Yeah. So we looked at the Notch Pro Gear bag, which is a 77-liter bag. This is an 80-liter bag, so it's very large. The same features you're going to get from this. It's
really
the same
no
material.
difference. Same backpack straps, same carabiners holding everything on, same removable backpack straps, removable shoulder strap. The material thickness is exactly the same. This is not like a thinner version versus a thicker version.
It's worth noting that once you get 80 liters of tree gear in there, that's going to be a very, very heavy bag.
And, you know, I tell people this all the time. I weigh 165 pounds. For me, I can easily fill this bag to the point where I don't want to carry it from one end of the truck to the other, much less all the way into the backyard. And that's just with regular tree gear.
Right.
I also tend to take really large bags with me everywhere, and I seem to always have the biggest bag, and I always end up carrying everything for everyone else. As someone afflicted by 165-pound disorder, I don't know that that's the best choice for me. So I've actually started downsizing the bags that I carry out when I go on expeditions or out on job sites and stuff, because I don't want to carry everyone else's stuff. You can easily make this bag so heavy that it's uncomfortable or even potentially unhealthy to carry. I mean, you know, you could very easily hurt your back with the amount of stuff that you could carry in here, even if you're not afflicted by a 165-pound disorder. Big guys can easily pack this bag to the point where it's not friendly to carry. 200 feet of half-inch rigging line, easily just swallowed by this bag. It's not even half full, not considering the apron here.
I mean, I would bet that if you put it in there neatly, you could probably get 600 feet a half inch in here.
Ooh, definitely 400.
You wouldn't want to carry it.
Definitely 400.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that you can fit 600 feet of 10 millimeter or 11 millimeter line in here, because I've carried 600 feet of 10 millimeter line in some of the bags we're going to look at.
That sounds terrible.
A little later. These are really nice. So this is the 50-liter bag. How much?
This is the 80-liter.
80-liter. How much is it?
The 80-liter bag's $225.
$225. Next, we're going to talk about the Metolius line. We're going to finish. We've got 8 Metolius bags to go over here. 6 of them fall into one family that is then split into 2 categories. These 2 kind of break the norm for Metolius. So we'll talk about these first, even though they're the most recent additions to the line. This is the Freerider.
Yes, this is the Freerider.
How many liters?
41-liter bag for $128. So we've gone down in price a little bit, and obviously it's a smaller bag.
So 40 liters is a really good size. If you're unsure of what size bag you need, a 40 liter is a great size. I really like this. It's not the bag I always carry, but it's a great choice. The big difference between this bag and other Metolius bags is the harness. This is the only Metolius bag with a nice harness on it. All the other Metolius bags have pretty terrible harnesses on them. This one is a little less terrible than some of the other ones. This one's really nice. This is
Probably like, what, half-inch
it's
foam?
really thick.
It's really thick. It's really plush.
They almost kind of like went overboard, right? They've
Yep.
been told so many times that the harnesses on these bags are terrible that they were like, oh yeah?
Fine.
Look at that one.
Here's-
It's not terrible.
It has almost a felt on it.
Yeah, that's not my favorite. As I mentioned on some of the other bags, I really like that sheer heat form material. That really does it for me. But this is much, much more comfortable than any of the other ones. So you've
Again,
got
you're
the
getting
big
the-
straps, you get the waist
strap
belt.
and the chest strap as well.
Most of Metolius's bags feature an over-the-top hood, a bucket-style design, and a drawstring. All but one of them do. None of them feature any type of interior organization whatsoever, except
No
for
straps, no daisy
the crag
chain.
station.
Yeah.
No straps, no daisy chain, no nothing. These bags also come in a variety of colors. They're always changing the colors on us.
And that's worth noting because they change the colors on us. we don't order red, green, and blue.
I think
just-
they've stabilized this green though for this year.
Oh, yeah?
So I think you can expect to get these in this bright green. I really like this. We actually asked for this green. But if you buy one and the color's different, you know, you can always return it if you don't like it. But I wouldn't necessarily be super surprised. All the Metolius bags have some sort of organization in the hood. This one is a little bit unique in that you can get in there, but it's 2 points of access. So you can get into this pocket from 2 parts. This is nice. It's also terrible, and let me explain why. When you're in your bag and you want to get something out of it, you can very easily like this. When the bag is closed and battened down, it's hard to get into that inside pocket, which is why they added this, which is really nice. The problem with this is with 2 zippers, I've left one of them open several times, and I've had goods either fall out of the back or into the bag.
And you lose your organization there.
Right, and what do I keep in here? My wallet and my phone, because there's no other pockets. So if I have anything negative to say about this bag, it's that this pocket, while convenient, is a little different, and it's hard for me to kind of wrap into my routine. And I have lost some things, like I lost a headlamp once because of this bag, and I was kind of bummed. Metolius Freerider, definitely the most comfortable and sleekest of their bags. You get these side compression straps, which are for the most part useless unless you have a very small amount of stuff in there.
It's worth noting the apron here
Is really short.
is really short, especially compared to the rest of our
It's
bags.
not for giving you that extra stuff. It's just for closing the bag. A lot of times the apron acts as like an expansion area for the bag. So let's go ahead. Let's try to get the rope in here. I think we're just going to have to do let's do a dump.
It's coming out.
Oh, jeez. The dump did not work. So bucket convenience, as usual. I love that I can do this with these bucket bags. This is how I would always put my rope in there. Handles the 200 feet of rope pretty well. Definitely some room in there. You could fit a harness and maybe a helmet inside of here for sure. This makes a really good climbing bag. When you have 120, 150, 200 feet of smaller diameter climbing line, you can get everything in here. There's also some storage to be had here. You can shove small items in there. You can stick the nose of your handsaw scabbard in here and capture the hook of the saw here and keep that stuff on the outside. You can also use these compression straps for that type of stuff. So you could stick a handsaw scabbard in here and just zip it up. Sure. They're definitely more useful for that, I've found, than
actually compressing.
Yeah, you know, the only time I would compress this is if I had no stuff in it. And if I have no stuff in it, I'm going to carry one of my other 12 Metolius bags that I own.
This is the Metolius crag station. It is supposedly 41 liters, just like the Freerider. But
it feels a little smaller than that to me.
I think
we're going to show that once we put the rope in it.
It's essentially it's a similar bag, but completely opposite construction. This is a duffel style open bag versus the bucket of the Freerider.
Exactly.
This is also going to be $10-ish, $15 less. So if that's super important to you, you can get a similar size bag with a nice Metolius construction for a smaller price.
I like this. I use this to carry my rock. I actually have almost all of these, as I keep alluding to. But I use this one to go to the gym. I like that it has the duffel style carry. You know, that's nice. It's easy. I can like split and get my stuff.
You can also...
not looking for maximum storage, right?
Right. It has backpack straps. You can undo these in the little adjuster here and tuck them down inside.
And then your waist belt and this strap tucks into here.
Yeah. So if you're setting it down on the dirt or whatever, you're not getting your backpack straps all dirty. It has one shorter pocket here that only goes down to this seam here.
You can see the stitch line right there.
And then there's a long pocket along the side that gives you a big long space here for whatever you need. However, the wall of this pocket is mesh that is shared with the interior of the bag itself.
So you wouldn't want to like put your spurs, I mean, not that you would put your spurs in any bag, but without gaff guardians on your spurs, you definitely wouldn't put them in a bag
right,
like this.
because you might just tear a hole
for
straight
sure.
down the inside of the bag here.
So it's definitely worth noting. I like this bag. Again, this is one of the more commercial, I think, more mass markety bags, but it still identifies you as a climber, which I'm always looking for in my backpacks.
And it's the construction that you're expecting from Metolius.
Yeah, worth noting, this is the lighter. So both of these bags are using the lighter of the Durethane materials. It's like the Durethane thin versus the Durethane thick.
Yeah.
You're going to see that thinner Durethane all the way up until you get to, I think, the Sentinel.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. These two bags represent a departure from the normal Metolius style of haul bags, which they have become really known for. The next two bags that we're going to discuss are also like kind of size down departures on that, but we're getting into the meat of the real haul bags now.
Worth noting, this urethane, they kind of make whatever colors they want. I think this is kind of like a 2019 color, hopefully. I like it a lot. But
it does vary.
It does vary. So whatever color bag they ship us, that's the bag we have. So if that's super important to you, maybe give us a call before you order.
But if you get a bag that's not the pictured color, we can definitely sort you out, but I don't know that I'd be super surprised.
You noted that it's smaller. You think it feels smaller? I think a lot of that is because like we have to kind of shove this down into the corners here.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some space in there, right? But in terms of usable space, there's less usable space in this 41-liter bag than in that 41-liter bag.
But I mean, you could probably get a harness in there still.
Right, but you have to fight the zipper to put the stuff in there.
True.
Whereas with that, you can just slam and jam. So
That's a good
again,
point.
little less usable space. You do get these compression straps on the top, so you could put a handsaw, big shot poles, whatever you wanted there, and hold it down. Might not be permanent, but it'll definitely hold it in there. So that's that one. I get the names of these confused.
Okay,
but
this
I love
is
them all.
the Mescalito.
The Mescalito. So this is the smallest of all of the Metolius haul bags, and
This is a 24-liter bag. It's going to run you $95-ish.
features, features that we'll show you on all of the Metolius bags that are left here are going to be that the backpack straps all either girth hitch in or attach via a double back buckle to these power points in the bottom. That makes these straps fully removable. It makes the waist belt removable.
Well, when you say removable, they undo at the bottom and then they tuck.
That is
inside.
correct. They tuck inside of here, so you can't take them off of the bag, but they go away.
You can stow them.
That's useful for if it's on a, like we've discussed a few times, on a baggage thing at the airport, or if you're using it as it's intended, which is as a haul bag. I'll be honest, I don't think that the two smaller ones are really meant as haul bags. They're not meant to be dragged up the face of El Cap.
I think as they expanded their line, they kind of just gave it that name as it goes down the line.
Right. They do all feature outside daisy chains. I think you start to see a little less of that on some of the bigger ones, actually. You have these straps here between the grommets. I've blown a few of these grommets out by lifting the heavy bag, because what I'll do is I'll have the hood closed like this, and then just grab the whole bag up like this, and eventually there's a vector force there. It will pop the rivet out, but the bags are still as good as new.
Super reinforced bottoms.
Super reinforced
really
bottoms.
rigid bottom here. You may have a little trouble getting it to stand up.
At first. But eventually these stand up really well, I think. The bigger sizes start to get a little floppy, but if you get some rope in the base of this, this will stand up pretty well. Let's see what it looks like with the 200 feet of rope in it.
Now, if we go off our Silverbull measure from earlier, this is not going to fit, but we'll do our best.
You removed it for me, good. So there it is. That's 200 feet of half-inch notch rigging line. And it's in there. I mean, I'm getting it closed now. It definitely makes it in there. You've got your drawstring, close it down, but that's all you're carrying for sure. You're definitely not going to get anything else in there.
There is a small pocket inside the hood that you can put a credit card and an ID in or whatever, but
One-way access. You can only get into it from the side, unlike the Freerider.
and I mean, it's about the size of my hand, but not a whole lot bigger than that.
None of these bags have any interior storage other than this zipper for the,
Right,
for
there's
the
no
rest of
pockets,
this
no
line.
daisy chain, no nothing.
This is the
This is the Express.
Express, also made with a thinner urethane. You can feel the difference. Definitely has the thinner material until you get up to this one and then we go to the thicker. So same feature set with this bag as with this one.
Metolius, and same with all these bags, they use some sort of fancy, like heat-treated radiation welding. They have a
That's
fancy
true.
word for
It's
it.
RF
But
welding.
RF
It's
welding,
a
thank
radio
you.
frequency, and it actually bonds the two layers of material together. And it is like when you weld steel, it is as strong as the material.
And
So
it's completely waterproof. Too.
completely waterproof. The tops of these bags are not like waterproof. Like if you submerge this, water would permeate it. Water will not permeate this material, and I've left these things out in the pouring rain. If you have the hood closed, this is water resistant enough that unless you left it out for days at a time, it's definitely not going to get wet. These bags will keep your stuff dry. Again, you see there's no interior storage on the inside of this bag. I know it's getting kind of hard to see as these bags get bigger and more bucket-like.
Worth noting, this is something that we saw in the very beginning of this video, the CMI bags. There's no tunnel for the drawstring closure, so you're going to be able to replace that if somehow you pulled it out or
Well,
you got it cut.
You know, it's sewn in here.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, so if you damaged it, you could get it back together, but I don't know that it would be as clean as you'd want it to be. This one, how many liters is this car?
I don't have a liter rating on that. It is a little bigger than
A little bit bigger.
the other 24-liter bag.
So that makes this video extra special valuable. Since we don't have a liter rating on this one, we can tell you and show you exactly how much of this 200-foot half-inch rope fits inside of there. Again, one interior pocket, no outside access. You do have the daisy chains still on this side, on the outside. We're about to lose those as we move into the big daddies.
And that is a $120 bag, but pretty good value for such a durable bag.
I bought one. Here we get into the Sentinel. This is the smallest of the real deal haul bags. This is meant to drag this up the Sentinel, in Yosemite. Couple of things that are different. You're not going to have the outside daisy chains. You still don't have any inside daisy chains. You get a fully exterior drawstring that can be replaced. It's not sewn in like on some of the more commercial everyday bags. Again, same thing with the inside pocket. And here you switch from the clip on the front to a full double back. And that's so that you get the full security of that double back. And it also makes, if you were to hoist it like this, that much more secure. I'll admit that this can be a little bit of a pain when it's totally full because you have to thread the double back versus just like pulling it and hooking it. Right. But they also use that RF welding on the ends of these to make this really stiff. So you can see it's like actually pretty stiff, and it's really useful. It's very nice.
Let's throw some rope in it.
These also, when you get into the real haul bags, they start to have connection points on the bottom because you can daisy chain these bags and use one to haul the other. The other big difference on the outside is going to be this top compression strap. Again, that's just for narrowing the top and getting it into that tightest package. And the reason that a lot of these bags get returned, people think that the handles have been made incorrectly. I'm here to tell you they're not made incorrectly. I like this, actually. I can put my shoulder through this one, and I've done that before in the airport with these. Sometimes I have these straps stowed, or I just need to pick it up for a short period of time. I also find it handy when you're going to throw it in the truck. You can choke this like this if you want to, but none of these are why they're offset. So the reason...
Well, will you demonstrate what you mean by being made wrong?
Yeah, so one's longer than the other.
By a couple of inches.
Oh, by a considerable amount.
Yeah.
One is very much longer than the other, and that allows you to choke it, which is neat.
And that way the choke point ends up in the center rather than
It does end up in the center, but that's still not the reason why it's done this way. The reason is because these bags are meant to be hung by these handles. And if both of these straps are the same length, that when it's hanging, there's going to be the exact same amount of force on both straps, right? The exact same amount of weight. So when you hang this, you hang it with the gate of the carabiner over here. And what it does is it puts a disproportionate amount of weight on this strap.
On the short strap.
On the short strap. Because when you load these, and you're hanging them, a lot of times in rock climbing and stuff, you have water in them and food and really heavy, dense stuff.
And so this is for like big wall climbing where you're spending all day, maybe multiple days,
Or maybe you
on the
have
face of the
cabling
cliff.
supplies in this thing.
Oh,
Or,
yeah, absolutely.
Maybe you are doing, who knows what you're doing. But for whatever reason, you have it hanging. When you go to pull this one off, you're going to be able to get it off much easier because the weight of the bag isn't on there.
Because you're not lifting essentially 50% of the bag's
Correct,
weight.
exactly. And then this one is going to be load rated and it's going to support the whole bag and keep it hanging. Then when you want to go back to centering it, you can easily do that. So that's why they're like that. They're not made incorrectly. It's a feature.
So this might be like setting up rigging or like a speed line or putting a large pulley and sling and stuff up in a tree.
Absolutely. And if you're going to drop your bag out of the tree, there's probably not a better bag with backpack straps on it to drop out of the tree than these. If you're looking for just a simple rope bag, the Notch 250, even the TreeStuff rope bags are great. They have the lifetime guarantee. But these are by far the most durable bags around. I know I said the Teufelbergers were tougher than these. They probably are, but I think these are just better. They fold down smaller. They nest inside of each other. If you go to my house, I have like this one with this one and that one all inside of each other, and I just pick which one I want given on the day.
All right, let's see how rope fits in here.
Yeah, let's show the rope in there. We're getting to the point where the rope is easily going to fit in all of these now. How many liters is this one, Car?
This is a 46-liter bag.
So that's pretty big.
Yeah, and we can definitely fit our 200 feet of half-inch rigging line in there, as well as probably a harness and a helmet if you needed to.
Easy, especially once you start really slamming this one down. You're going to get a lot of room in there to keep whatever you want. So,
and that's a $150 bag.
$150 for the Sentinel. Now we're going to get into the quarter dome. This one's a little bigger than what I would say is like your ideal bag size, but I own two of this model in two different colors, and I have dragged them literally by the handles all over the world. My bags have holes in them here for sure, and even a couple holes in the bottom, but I would drag these things across the pavement of Hong Kong or any airport in the world with pride. One of them I've even written all the places I've taken. That's cool. Yeah, these take Sharpie really well. Not stickers, but they take Sharpie really well. And I've written all the different countries and places that I've taken the bag, and it's a nice memory. But
this is a 69-liter bag.
69 liter. That's a big bag.
It's a very big bag. You're getting all the same features, all the nice accessory cord drawstrings, the same double back strap here. It's just bigger. It's just a bigger bag.
There's really no difference between these two bags. You can see, you can't always see this, but you can see it here. You can see the RF weld where you can see the other color exposed underneath there. I don't know if you can catch that, but
well, because that's the color of the inside.
yeah, it's always a two-sided material that they use. This is. Oh, let me loosen this, or we're gonna have a problem. Again, very few feature differences between any of the rest of these bags. So we're just going to kind of speed through these. So here you go, the Metolius Quarter Dome. This is my backpack of choice. If I could only own one backpack, this would be the backpack that I bought. If I had to get rid of all my other backpacks, I would keep this one. Again, if you're only going to buy one backpack in your whole life, it's this one, I gotta say. I just love it. It's really great. Next up, we'll talk about these both briefly. We're not going to put the rope into these because I think it's just kind of silly at this point.
So,
Quarter dome?
This is the half dome.
Half dome. Sorry, that's the quarter dome. This is the half dome.
So the quarter dome is 69 liters. As you get to the half dome, it's a 125 liter bag. The empty bag weighs almost 7.5 pounds. So,
I mean, you can see this is a pretty big bag.
as I don't know if you could hear him, he said, as you can see, this is a pretty big bag.
I mean, that's a big bag, right? That's a really big bag.
One of the things that I think is worth noting here, well, you've got much longer straps, and I think part of that is just because it's a much larger bag. As you can see,
the suspension system is like 3 feet below the top of the bag.
Right. So yeah, you've got a large. It might not work super well with the with nothing in it, but we'll see what it looks like on my shoulders. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall, so I'm a big guy dwarfed by a big bag.
We have a great video of Carson putting one of these on with someone in it somewhere.
But you can see how much higher the bag actually goes above my shoulders, and that's why, let's see, somewhere in here, you can tighten up the straps here.
That's right, yeah. It's not going to work well without a lot of stuff in there.
Right.
But these straps are tightenable to draw that in towards his head so it's not flopping around.
Right, so I'm not holding this back like that as the weight of the bag is hanging off of my back.
These bags are exceptional purpose bags. These last two don't really have a place. You know, you could carry this to the point where you'd need to trade off with a friend every 100 yards very easily. If you're like me, afflicted by 165-pound disorder, you got no business carrying this bag full of anything.
Right.
So,
I mean, I might fill it full of packing peanuts if like I had an emergency, but
or to take a picture of it.
Yeah.
But I don't own either of these two bags, and I own every other Metolius bag ever made.
Now,
so if that tells you something, there's just really not a lot of use for these unless you are doing big wall climbing on rocks.
to compare this to the biggest Teufelberger RopeBucket, that was 80 liters. This is 125 liters. So it's more than half again as large as that bag. So it's really, really huge. As we move on down to the largest bag that we sell is the Metolius L Cap. It's 157 liters for $230, which like dollars per liter, that's a pretty good deal, but I don't know why you'd need to do that. But this bag will literally
Fit a human being in it.
hold an entire human being.
Ricky, please.
This is why I've been brought here.
Please
This is why you've been brought
demonstrate
here, Ricky.
the human being holdingness of said bag.
Watch as he
I didn't have time to prepare.
he puts a bag on as though it were a pair of pants.
Here we go, Ricky.
easier
Let me
when
help
I'm
you out
skinnier.
here. Let me help you out here. Jump, jump, jump. All right.
Oh no. And again, you can see that the straps come
Let's see if I can pick Ricky up in said bag.
well below the top of
You know
the
what?
bag.
Here, Ricky, jump out of the bag for a second.
Okay. Well,
Jump out of the bag for me.
trying.
All right, hop up on the counter.
Okay.
I definitely can't squat him up because we discussed how low the suspension system is. If the suspension system was up here, I think I could have done it. But Ricky, jump in here now.
Oh God, I was wondering how I was going to die. This seems
Just step in. Make sure you hit the whole bottom.
all right. I'm gonna do this kind of slowly since.
Yeah, and you definitely want to be
Counter.
facing this way.
Okay.
We got special insurance for this today, Ricky.
Yeah.
All right, so
like
you're
this
gonna want
to
to
be
squat. You're gonna want to squat down a little bit, and let's turn. Okay, squat down just a little bit.
Okay.
All right,
God, I'm fatter than you realize.
are you ready? Squat down. Hold on to my shoulders. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's a man in a bag. You could literally carry your small-sized accountant friend wherever you wanted in this bag. Thank you so much for watching. Carl, let me have the camera. Come on in here, Carson. Let's get in here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nick Bonner. This is Carson Royer. This is Ricky Mullenix. Everything you see in the video today, except for me, Ricky, and Carson, is for sale. 7% off on TreeStuff.com.
Use the coupon code online to get that discount.
Thanks so much. Signing out.